Hi, this is Saksham and welcome back to this another class of ethical hacking, the CSM course. So if you have any kind of doubt, we are taking doubts for like starting 5 minutes and then we are going to get started for today's session. And today we are about to learn about the Boolean based SQL injection, which is quite an important one out there. And in order to understand the Boolean based injection, I'm going to take you to the code again. Because in order to understand the Boolean based injection, you should know that how actually the database is being created and how you are playing around with it, which is really important out there. So for that, I would like to request you all to open up your Kali Linux machines, where we will be learning that how you can guess the database with the help of Boolean technique. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask for like next 4 minutes, and then we are going to get started. So could you please hunt a big in live so that we can get someone big in live? Didn't got your point. Is my mic muted? I believe it must be audible to everyone. Just give me a quick response. Somebody is saying that my mic is muted. All right, so if you have any doubts, feel free to ask, else we'll get started with today's session. Okay, sir, please do it on live website so it will be easy for us for us to understand. The reason why I am not doing on a live website because suppose if I'm finding a bug onto a iNeuron website or maybe your personal website or maybe your personal brand's website, so it will be kind of a defamation for you that your product is getting brutally hacked by some hacking class out there, which is definitely not at all a legal approach to teach you guys anything at all. Like we could have done it for like a million times. And I used to do that quite a lot, but definitely not in the live or maybe recorded sessions. So which is why I'm not giving any live website example. But since I have created a live environment for you because that is the same thing out there. At least I'm not giving you the practical approach to just giving you the notes and these kind of things. So we have created lab for a practical presentation of all the attacks. So I believe this should not be a big harm for you. Yes, there is a change in iNeuron website. We are coming up with a lot of more dashboards and a lot of new options out there. All right. So I hope it is clear to everyone that it is definitely not a good idea to give a live demonstration to someone who is like, teaching and giving a live demonstration onto a lot of different hacking websites out there. So let me go ahead and log into my Kali. Seems like my clicks are not working in here. I guess I'm receiving some problem in my Kali again. So this is one thing that I hate about Kali Linux, that it is the most unstable operating system. Okay, so when can we start hunting bugs? You can start hunting straight away. We have taught you a lot of attacks now, and we are learning quite more. So I believe this is the high time that you should start hunting for bugs in here. Okay, so seems my Kali has opened up and I think we are done with the questions as well. So let's get started directly to the Boolean based SQL injection. So first of all, I would like to give you a quick demonstration about what exactly the Boolean based SQL injection is. So if we quickly talk about the meaning of Boolean, that is either 0 or 1, right? Either 0 or 1. This is the definition. Yeah, or you can say, if we talk about it more, like what is 0 and what is 1, then we can also tell it that 0 is a false condition and 1 is a true condition. So either it is going to be true or it is going to be false. So basically what we are trying to do in this attack is that we are trying to communicate with the server. So we are going to ask server again and again, and we are going to ask a lot of questions to the server again and again. And we are going to do that into the ASCII value sometimes, because sometimes, ASCII value is supported out there. So we are going to figure out that what is the first letter. Suppose if let's say the first letter of the database is M, then the ASCII value of M should be like 106 or 109 or something like that. There should be some value, ASCII value for the letter M. So we are going to ask our database a question by giving a statement that is the ASCII value greater than this of the first letter of database, or it is lesser than this. So it is going to give us a reply into the Boolean base that this is true or maybe this is false. But we will keep on questioning that, and we will keep on taking out the data for that, which is definitely a tedious process out there. But what we are going to do is that first of all, I'm going to tell you that how your database is able to interact in a Boolean way, which is definitely one of the part into the SQL. So which is why let me go ahead and open up my terminal. And seems like Kali is not capturing my clicks. Going with the right click. Okay. So firstly, what I'll tell you that I'll create a database, and I'll create that database into like MySQL. And then after creating a database, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open up a shell, and there I'll be selecting some database, and then we'll be doing some kind of Boolean based thing inside our terminal. And this is just for the practice purpose. This is not an attack at all. After I'll be done, teaching you the practice thing out here into the terminal, then we'll get started by, with this Boolean based attack. So XAMPP haven't got installed yet. How to install XAMPP in my PC? XAMPP is a simple next click installation. There's no hard and fast rocket science in that. I've also given the link of XAMPP 5.x into our WhatsApp group. So I don't find any reason for you for not installing your XAMPP out there. It doesn't require any hard and fast extra technical thing over there. But still, if you are facing any problem, feel free to connect with us via Skype or maybe WhatsApp group, however is comfortable to you. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is that, I'm going to start my shell, my MariaDB shell, you can say, or maybe my SQL shell. So in order to, start your SQL shell, I believe it must be there into like OPT lamp. But this must be this shell of like, I'll have to check it down. Where is my shell? Okay, I believe it is going to get started like this only. OPT lamp bin mysql -root. Let's see if it is going to work this way, but I believe this should be like OPT lamp, then MySQL, and then -u and then root. But let's see if this is going to work, because basically I want to open up my MySQL shell. We have done this before, but let's see how it is going to be. It says command not found. Okay, I'll write down the correct command. So this is what I was talking about. The correct command could be like OPT lamp, and then you must be having a bin shell in there, and then you must be having the MySQL file over there where we are going to give a user root, and then no such file directory. That's crazy. Looking to open up my shell, MySQL shell again. Sometimes we skip down these things and I'm not able to get this. Okay, this command must be Not coming up because I believe my MySQL shell must not be started, right? So you can also do this thing as well in terminal. If you are looking to, you can just open up a new window as well. So sometimes this works quite a lot. Okay, so I believe first of all, let me just go ahead and start my Apache services. Because basically, first of all, I'll be making a shell of like, I'll be opening a shell of MySQL, and then I'll be teaching you that how to interact with database with the help of Boolean based things. So first of all, service Apache 2 and start is what I'm going to hit. And let's see, are we able to authenticate? Yes, Apache services are started. Let me go ahead and start my MySQL services. So service MySQL start, and then I believe MySQL services must be started. Yes, this is started. Okay, if you're new to this group, I'll just shoot me an email on saksham@ineuron.ai, and there I'll be giving you the WhatsApp link of this class, WhatsApp group link of this class. All right, so let me just go ahead and start. Let's see if my OPT command is going to get recognized now since I have opened up my MySQL services. So lamp bin and then MySQL -u and then root. Seems like this is not working out there. Let me check out some commands. We have opened up the shell with this command few days back, but I don't find any reason why it is not coming up. So I think this is going to start it up. Let's see. It gets conflict because when you just, oh, I forgot to enter the password. Seems like my shell is out there. Okay, so the reason why it wasn't getting opened up because I was giving it the path according to the XAMPP local installation into your Linux machine out there. So you can see the command is sudo mysql -u root -p. So with the help of this, okay. So with the help of this, you are able to start your MySQL shell where you can just create the database. You can check how many databases are out there. So you can do a lot of things out there. So for example, let me see that how many databases are out there. So let's go ahead and check that with a command called as select database. So the reason why I'm taking only one topic at a day these days over these classes, because MySQL is a little heavy topic out there. So which is why we are taking only one session, because, last time we did the union-based SQL injection and we have spent like 1 to 2 hours over there. And today also it is going to take a while in order to complete the Boolean-based SQL injection, because these are the lengthy topics. And these topics are quite often asked into your interviews as well, which is why I'm trying to take everything in detail in this topic out there. Okay, and soon there is one more good thing out there. We are also planning to come up with a quiz that will be the interview preparation quiz, because we are about to complete our 50% of this course, which means now you know a lot of things related to Wireshark, you know a lot of things related to web attacks, you know a lot of some of the things related to networking, how the packets are moving up, what are the security audit processes, how you're gathering up your information for like bug bounty. So you know quite a lot since the 50% of this course is completed. So which is why we are coming up with a quiz that will be evaluated for your examination. So soon we'll release the information about the quiz. I believe the quiz must be out by like next week or so. Okay, so if we go with this select database, we can see that we don't have any database in here. right? So maybe we can just create a database. Okay, so in order to create a database, basically maybe you can just show up your previous databases as well, but I have no clue why it is not showing me up any database, because I have multiple databases installed in this system. One of them was of you can say my DVWA database was also there, and I believe let's say I had a master database for SQL as well. But anyways, so let's try to create a database. So let's create a database. Let's create a database, and then the name, let's give it a name as Saksham, and let's hit enter. And now let's try to see the database. So how many databases are there? Is Saksham database is still existing over there or not? Let's have a look at it. So again, it says null. And here it says query OK. I believe there is something weirdly wrong in here. But I believe in this case, what could we do? What could we do here? Okay, let's try some other command. Let's try to show all the databases. So let's go ahead with show databases. Okay, it's gonna be into the capital letter, show databases. And no, that is going to end like this. Now I can see a lot of listed databases in here. So there are a lot of databases listed in here. We have like DVWA in here, and we have information underscore schema that is always going to be there. And we have master MySQL performance underscore schema is also there. And the Saksham database that I've just now created few seconds back is also showing up here. So how it is showing up that when I just wrote show databases, then it says these are the available databases you have. So what we did so far, we just we just wrote sudo mysql -u root -p. So what we can do, I think I can make a notes out of it so I can try it later on. So step one, and also apart from this, learning Boolean based SQL injection. Okay, so firstly, open a terminal into your system. This is what we need to do first. Step one, in step one, we are going to, just open up our MySQL shell. But before that, you need to start your Apache MySQL services. So you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna write here as service MySQL start. Though things are going to be great just with the service MySQL start, but also you gotta have to go ahead with service Apache 2 start as well. So you're gonna write here as Apache 2 start, of course, with a space. And into the step number 2, what you're going to do is that you're going to open up your MySQL shell. So in order to open up your MySQL shell, you're gonna have to write sudo MySQL and then -u and then root and then p, right? So this command will open up your MySQL shell, right? So this is what is happening in here. So which will lead to you this, right? So in order to go here, you're gonna have to see that what are the databases available in here. So in order to see that what are the available databases that are there into your system, you must not be realizing that how much database we have created throughout this training just now. But anyways, so you're going to hit with a command that says show databases. Okay, so this is the command that will show up a lot of your databases. So you can see a list of database that I have in here. After showing up the list onto the databases that are in here, you're gonna have to use one of the database in there. In order to use one of this database, you simply have to use here as use, and then you're gonna have to write down the name of that database. So let's say in this case, since master is already available, it is also the database of my MySQL lab, MySQL I lab that I've created for the SQL injection. So let's go ahead and use that database only. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to write here as use and then master, right? And I'll hit enter. Now it is successfully saying that my database is changed. So I'm going to write here as that step number 4. You're gonna write here as use, and then the name of the database, that is going to be, let's say, master. Okay, or let's say not master. I'm gonna write here as name of DB. So whatever the name you have into your database, you can write that here into the step number 4, right? Okay, so let's see what do we have in here when we write here as select database. Okay, so this is going to be the thing. So select database, and you can see the master is showing up. So in order, this is the select command. Select command is used to select the database which we have been working in. Like you must be having the different names of the database, but you're gonna have to select it before you start working inside that. So this is a query to select the database. So now you can select the database, but if you're selecting the database, you can play around with the length of the database as well. And there are different length of the database. For example, I believe let's say somebody is having a length of the database as 6, 5, depending upon the characters and the different variables out there. So in this case, let's go ahead and try to find the length of this database. So it is going to show up some of the length of this database. So what I'm going to do right here is that I'm simply going to write here as select length, right? So let's go ahead and find out the length of this database. Select, and then I'm going to write here as length, select length of the database. So we are going to keep it as a function, and then we're going to put it inside the bracket. Like you can see that database is always written like this when you don't know the name. And also you can see the length was already treated as a function. So which is why we have a few more brackets in there. So this bracket is for the database, the insider one, not this one. I believe this is showing highlighted because of the cursor selected. Anyways, so these 2 brackets are coming along with this database thing. So this is a separate thing, but you select the length exactly like you select the database. Suppose you select the length with these 2 braces, you can say, which is how you select the length as well. So select length and these double braces, but inside this we are going to put another variable that is going to be a database in this case. So you select the database as well with the help of null parentheses, or you can say the brackets in this case. So we are going to do this, and we are going to end this query. So let me deselect this. Okay, and I believe one of this thing was working in the keyboard, and now it is not working. I hate this thing about Kali anyway. But okay, Control C has aborted my system, which means I'll have to restart everything from scratch. All right. So these are the weird things that keeps on happening with you when some of the keys are not working. So I was trying to Control C as it was my habit, and it got terminated. All the operations got terminated. Anyways. Okay, so let's start everything again. Sudo MySQL, or let me just hit the older commands, like it's here. Let me do this quickly for you again inside the databases. Now show databases. It's databases, use master. Master is here, and I believe after this we're gonna have to select the database. So let's select the database. and it's master in here, right? So now we are going to select the length, or we are going to know the length. So I already told you the logic behind this. Let's quickly go ahead and fire the command by which we are going to know about the length of the database. So I believe there are 6 characters. MAS is 3, and then TER is 3 again. So I believe what must be the length of this database? 6 should be the right answer. So let's go ahead and find it out. Select length, select length, select length of what? Database. So I'm going to write here as database. I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to hit enter. Again, that key didn't work, which is really weird. What I can do is that I can copy this. I have no clue why this key is sometimes working and sometimes not working, which is really weird out there. Okay, it is not even copying it. This is weird. One of the key by which I close the query is not working. It's working here, but it's not working inside the shell, which is quite frustrating out there. And this is a kind of a bug that you cannot even find a solution for. The key is working and not working as well. Let me try this one more time. Select length database. Oh, it worked this time. All right. So select length of the database, and that is going to be like this. So when I hit enter, I can see that I've got the length of 6, which is what we have predicted some time back. So 6 is the length of the database, but what if I try to extract only the first letter of the database? So you must be aware about the slicing methodology, which we have been using into a lot of programming languages out there. We used to do this with the help of substring. And we use the substring in almost every programming language, especially in Python. So with the help of substring, you can do the slicing by setting up a limit, you can say. So which is how you're going to do this over here. So here you're going to write for like select and sub str. It was sub str for the substring. Inside the substring, I'm going to put the database. Okay, so now what is happening in here? Here I was knowing the length in here, but right now I just want to know the first letter of the database, right? So that can be done with the help of slicing methodology. So I'll slice away all the letters of the database, and I'm going to extract only one method by setting up the limit of 1 to 1, right? So I'm gonna write here as select substring of the database. So select substring, and then a function should be there, and then database is also treated as a function in this case. So I'm going to be putting it like this, and then after this I'm going to give the limit. So the limit is going to be 1 of 1. So which means on this row I want to select the first letter of this database. That is going to be M in this case. So which is what I want to extract. So if I hit this query, so make sure you keep a very good care of these queries, because these are the queries, these are the exact queries that we are going to fire into the URL, and we are going to get the output. So which is called as the Boolean based. So I'm gonna close it down. So if I hit enter, then you can see that I have successfully extracted the first name. I mean, extracted the first letter of this database in this case, right? So let's go ahead and let's proceed further with this thing. We have decided that M is the first letter of this database in this case. But when you go ahead and when you try to breach the MySQL Boolean based methodology, then you will not find everything in a plain letter, like we all know. We will be getting these kind of outputs when we'll be using the ASCII filter. So ASCII is the decoding methodology that you can find on a lot of websites. You'll find a lot of ASCII converters out there. You can also use the burp suite for that. but still, you know, you have a lot of ASCII converters available online. So you can take any one of them. It is not a hard and fast rule that which one do you need to use. You can use any of them. So ASCII to text converter, I think this one, second one is going to be a good one for me. That is unitconversion.info. So let me go ahead and try this. Okay, so if if you are gonna suggest any command or something like that, make sure you don't do that on the WhatsApp group. You put it onto the question answer query. When can we start? Okay. Seems like I was waiting for this website to open up. I'm streaming a session, but it cannot open up a website. That's quite funny out there. Let's go ahead and try this one. I really don't care that which one to use. I just need to get the output. That's it. Okay, so just for the experiment, like I told you that I'm getting M as an output when I did the substring by setting up a rate, or you can say not the rate exactly, just the limit. So if I write here as M, let me change it to text to ASCII, because I'm looking to get the output as ASCII. So if I find the value of ASCII of M, then I believe it should tell me, okay. So according to this converter, 109 is the ASCII value of M in this case. So let's see if this is what we are going to get, but this time we are going to get the output into the ASCII value, and which is very important out there. Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to uh, put ASCII filter as well. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, so I'm going to go for select ASCII. So it's very simple out there. Firstly, we gave length as a function, and then we gave substring as a function, and before all of this we gave database as a function. So in this, again, we have got one more function so that we can get the output and to the ASCII value. Because again, why am I doing this? Because you are not going to get the output into the letter bases when you go ahead and when you will be hitting up the Boolean based SQL injection. So you're gonna go here and you're gonna go with select ASCII, and then you're gonna go with substring. So this is going to be my first function. So in order to read this, in order to write these parentheses very neatly, there is one thing that you go with substring, and this is a function. Just close it down here, close it right down here, and inside that you want something, then go ahead and just put that as well into a function. So for that, I'm going to put that into the function, right? So that is going to be databases. Okay, so I'm going to find a database in here. So select ASCII substring, and then I'm going to put a database thing in here. Okay, so database is right here, and I'm going to close it down as well. And I'm going to set the limit. Database could be like this. Okay, so database is also treated as a function. And I'm going to put the limit like we have done into the last query. It is exactly going to be same. And then I'm going to end this query. Whoa, I really hate this when one of my keys stops working. That is the most important one in order to end this query. How and why this is happening, I have no clue. Can I paste it neatly on here? Oh no, I cannot. I have no clue. Like, this is a strange bug that I'm facing these days. Okay, I need to paste this in order to end the query and in order to get the output. This is getting really weird in here. I've never felt the importance of this key until unless it stopped working for me. It was working a few minutes back. It's working here as well. How come not in this shell? No idea why it is not capturing my buttons. A weird Kali thing out there. But I believe this should be the query. Select ASCII substring database, and it is going to be like this. None of the special characters are working in this case. Okay, it's working now. So let's try to hit this. Too much ASCII is in here. Okay, it's coming up here now. Okay, let's try to check out this database information. I'm sorry if this must be a little irritating one for the people who are watching it recorded, but yes, this happens sometimes. Your key doesn't works into your Kali Linux, which barely don't have any kind of much solution out there. They are bug like this. You try for any weird combinations and then this works. So anyways, my key has started working again. So make sure you fire one more query which says select ASCII and then substring database, and then we are giving the limit 101. So we are doing nothing more, like we are firing exactly this query that we have just now fired in order to get the output of M. But this time we want to get the output of this in the ASCII value. So which is why we have we have also inserted one more filter of ASCII, and then we are going to hit next to our query. So which is showing us the error in here. So it's going to be select ASCII, and okay, we forgot to put S in here. Sub str it is for substring, and then the database. Okay, this should work now. So okay, this seems like working. So like I just now showed you into like sometimes back that this is what we were getting the output a few minutes back. But again, you are not going to get the output as 109 as well into the SQL Boolean base, because this is again a task out there. We keep on taking the hints. Why I'm teaching you from the core? Because you should understand that how you are getting the query. I could have taken you to the final query which you need to fire into the URL, but this is because I want to clear up your fundamentals, that how actually you are getting the output whatever you are writing into the URL. So okay, so this is select ASCII substring database one by one. We're getting the output as 109, but into the Boolean base, because it is a Boolean base. So you're going to have to make a condition in here, and you're going to have to set that condition because you don't know the result or the output of that query, if it is going to be true or false. But you can make a query, or you can make a statement out there. For example, let's create a condition. In this condition, we'll try to ask our database that is this condition true or is this condition false. So right now I gave you the example that how we are playing around with the ASCII value. And since our computer only understands the ASCII value, which is why we have to hit the hit and trial methodology with the help of ASCII numbers only. So right now, what we're going to do here is that we are going to go with select ASCII, and then we are going to go with let's keep it as a function, and then start with sub str for the substring, and inside that, let's put the database. So let's go ahead and put the database in here, and inside putting the database, I'm gonna set the limit that is going to be 1 by 1. And this is going to be my query. This is the exact same query that I've just now written over here. Select ASCII substring database 1 by 1. Okay, I forgot the comma in here. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to give this thing a condition. That is, my left hand side query is greater than 119. Now, since a few minutes back, I told you that 109 is the output that we were getting sometimes back. But right now we are going to put the condition. Now this is where the Boolean comes up and plays its role. So what is happening out in here is that it is going to show me the result in 0 or 1. Yes, this is the exact thing that you're going to see onto the web page. If your web page is getting loaded up, then it is true. And if it is not loading up, then it is false. It is that simple technique, you can say. But now let's go ahead and find out this condition that we have given. That is my left hand side. Left hand side means in this query, this select ASCII substring database limit 1 by 1 is greater than 119. Now we know that it is not greater than 119 because 109 is the first letter of this database. So now it should show me 0. So let's go ahead and enter this. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it says 0. But if I just change the sign to this one, let's see what we are going to get. It says true. So is it less than 119? Yes, it's less than 119 is what my server is trying to convey me with the help of Boolean methodology. Is it lesser than 108? So you hit enter and it says 0. No, it is not less than 108. It is less than 109. It says no, it is not less than 109. When we see 1010, if I hit enter, let's see what we are going to get. It says yes, it's true. It's less than 1110, but it's greater than 109. So I believe after the 109, the breakpoint is coming up. It was 0 on 109, and on 110 it is 1. So which is by less than the breakpoint. Less than the breakpoint. Now the breakpoint here is 110. So 1 less than the breakpoint is going to be your answer in this case. So 109 is going to be your answer in this case because 110 is the breakpoint. So we less 1 from the breakpoint for the right answer, and then the 109 is going to be the breakpoint in this case. So this could be in your examination as well, that what is the breakpoint of this query. So you'll get this statement and you'll get the first letter. So you'll have to figure out that what is going to be the breakpoint in this case. So I hope it is clear to you all till here. Let's go ahead and let's try to hit few more queries. If I go with if I just remove this in here, let's remove this. For the example, if I go with 2, it's going to be 2 not in here, it's going to be 2 in here. Okay, so when I hit 2 in here, it says 97, right? So which means master was my name of the database. We know this because we have been doing this behind the hand right now. It is like behind the scenes of Boolean based. So which is why we know that in the starting, you remember that master is what I have selected. So M was the first letter whose ASCII value was 109. Now the second one is A, whose ASCII value is 97, right? You could have found that for the with the help of ASCII converter as well, but right now we are not going to go with that since this shell is also able to give us the output, right? So this becomes my query now, right? Into the real life scenario, I don't know if like 97 is the ASCII value or which one is the ASCII value. I'll have to figure that out with the help of Boolean thing. Into the Boolean thing, we are going to put another example, or you can say another case, that is it less than this or is it greater than this. So my left hand side is greater than let's say 96. It should say yes, it's greater than 96. Is my left hand side is greater than 97? Then it says no, it is not greater than 97. So 96, 97, and let's say 98. Let's go ahead and go for 98. So the breakpoint is coming in here on 97. So let's less than 97. Okay, in this case, 97 is where we are feeling the change. So which is going to be the breakpoint in this case. So 97 is the ASCII value of A, I believe. Let's cross check this. 97. Let's go ahead and see that. Okay, let's go with ASCII to text this time. So ASCII to text. Okay. 97. We don't know this. We'll have to convert that. Let's click on convert. And then you can see A is the ASCII value of 97. So likewise, you can extract the whole master thing, right? So let me write down a quick string for you so that you can just write this and you can just try this into here as well. And let me take some questions for like next 3-4 minutes, since this topic that is behind the line for Boolean based SQL injection is completed. So we'll be taking like 2 to 3 minutes for the question break, and then we will be firing all of these things onto the real life scenario. Into the real life scenario, we are going to take the example of the live lab that I've created for you people. So we'll try to solve the Boolean based SQL injection into our SQL lab that I've created. Okay. So I'm new. Okay, you have not teach us anything in depth such as verb suit. Yes, everything has a bar of teaching that inside the depth. I believe this is the most depth that I'm teaching you. I'm just practically opening up a MySQL shell and showing you what is going on behind the scenes. So this is also going on in depth. Please don't say that. But the name of this attendee is anonymous attendee. So yeah. You are using MySQL database, but in terminal is displaying MariaDB. So basically MariaDB is a flavor of that SQL. So that is not at all a problem out there. So where can I find the password for connecting MySQL? What is the file name? Password? There is no password for that. This is just a root password. I think first we should use semicolon. That's okay. So can you please type your email ID? Email ID is Saksham, SAKSHAM @ ineuron. That is INEURON.AI. Saksham @ ineuron.ai. Will be providing the database details in the bug bounty environment? No, you'll have to figure that out on your own with the help of Boolean methodology. When we'll be trying this attack onto the real life scenario, then you'll be able to understand that how we'll be able to guess it. Okay. Can we write a script directly to guess this once we know the length? Yes, you can write the script directly as well. This is just to show you the in-depth detail that what is going on behind the line, how you're firing the queries and how the database is replying us. So the best way to get the reply from the database, I thought to put it on an exercise on like, you just go ahead and directly, hit your head with the database, or you can say the MySQL shell, and see that what are the outputs you are getting up. And then we are going to get these kind of same outputs onto our live lab as well. Okay, so we are done till here. So let me write few queries for you in the notes. So it will be a quick revision for you as well. And then it is going to be like a quick good notes for you that you can try it later on as well. Okay. So we are done with show database and use database, select database. Okay, so let's go ahead with the step number 5. That is we were selecting the database. So we're gonna select the database with this. And then in step number 6, we're gonna find out the length of the database. So in order to find out the length of the database, you're gonna have to go with select length of the database. This is again just a knowledge-based session that I've just now taken because real life scenario is about to come. And then we tried to do the substring of it, or you can say the slicing. So select, and then you're gonna go with substr for the substring in MySQL, and substr, and then database, and then you're gonna go with limit of 1 by 1. Right, this is right here. Okay, and next up we are gonna go and get the output of this thing into the ASCII value, right? So we're gonna go with step number 8. Into the step number 8, go ahead with select ASCII, and we're gonna keep it into the substring substr database, and then 1 by 1. And then you have some completion basis. This is for substring, and this is for the ASCII. And then you're gonna end the query. Don't forget to end the query. Okay, so this is what we have done. And then we have done the substring select ASCII. Okay, select ASCII substring. Okay, and then now we have got the result as 109. So after this, what you're going to put, then you are going to put the conditions. See, when you'll not try this, you won't be able to understand that what is going on, which is why I'm making a very good notes for you so that you can try it later on straight away, or maybe right after the class, you're going to hit them inside your terminal. So, you're going to understand that why am I teaching you MySQL by opening up the SQL shell. So then you're going to put the conditions and see the breakpoint, and you are going to get the output of conditions in Boolean, that is 0 or 1. You're always going to get the output in 0 or 1, or you can say true or false, right? So this is what you're gonna have to do next, right? Select ASCII substring. So in order to put the condition, you're simply going to use the same command, and then you're gonna have to compare it with the LHS to RHS. So step 9, I'm gonna exact the same command. And don't worry about the verb suit. This is again the basic attacks that I'm teaching you in upcoming classes. We are going to come up with a very wonderful lab that is called as WebGoat. There we are going to go extreme with the help of verb suit. Yes, so verb suit is still about to come. Verb suit is definitely the king, and it will stay as a king. So select ASCII substring database, and then you're gonna put the greater sign, and then you're gonna hit the ASCII values in order to ask that if it is greater than or smaller than or somewhat like that. So put something like 118 or a little bigger one. Let me go ahead and save these notes so that they can help you out later on. Boolean notes. Right. So I hope it is clear to all that how we are, putting up some conditions and trying to interact with our database, that, how these things are happening, and they, how the Boolean based is, giving the answer to us with the help of true or false, how server is responding to us with the help of true or false. Now, this is the technique that we have figured out, that how we gotta have to put a lot of things under the conditions. So likewise, we are going to put this exact same thing onto our SQL injection lab, and we are going to sort out our Boolean based SQL injection methodology. But right now it's 4:12, so we are going to take a quick 10 minutes break, and when I'll be back, I'll be again hitting you up with the live example of this on our SQL lab, that how to go ahead and proceed with this. So I'll be back after 10 minutes break. So I'm gonna write here as break till 4:20, and then I'll be back exactly at 4:20. Let's see if we have any more questions in here. So can we use equals to conditions like this? Yes, you can try this. How are these queries on attack? Yes, the practical scenario is still left, which is why I've just now cleared up your basics into the real life scenario. I'm going to put up this queries into my lab of SQL, and then we are going to figure out that how these queries can become an attack. Can we write a script directly to guess this once we know the length? Yes, you're gonna have to write the script directly only, but just in order to make you understand that how the basics are going on and taking you to the step-by-step thing, because some people don't even know the SQL as well. So for them, it should be a logical as well. So I've taken the baby steps in this in order to make you understand this thing. And when we'll be going into the real life scenario, we are going to put this last concluded script that we have made just now. We started the script just from one letter, and then we have made the script this much longer. We are going to put that exact script onto the URL in order to see the response. So we are going to do this exactly at we have extended the time for the break. We're gonna be doing that again exactly at 4:25. Could you please tell me select task I? It's not clear to me. Okay, so what we are doing here, Pratik, we are selecting the database. First of all, like, read all the queries once again. We are selecting a database, and we are selecting the database with a function of substring. Like, you have written the query right here. So we are selecting the database with the methodology of substring. That is, we are doing the slicing in here. For doing the slicing, we are giving the limit, that is 1 by 1, which is coming up as M. Now the machine will not be understanding the language of M, that is the letters, but machine will definitely understand the language of ASCII. So we have added one more filter, that is ASCII filter in this case, which is how this whole string is becoming like this. I hope it is clear for you, Pratik. Okay, so seems like I've replied most of the questions. Ashish, I would like to request you, because right now I can't just open up my phone and can add you on the WhatsApp quickly, but I would like to request you to shoot me an email on saksham@ineuron.ai, and there you'll be able to, I'll be just passing you the WhatsApp link of our group, or maybe you can just ping me on Instagram, that is Saksham the computer guy. Okay. Yes, we're going to apply these techniques once again. But anyways, let's take a quick break of 10 minutes. So we are going on a break till 4:25. I'll be back again with the real life scenario of this attack that I've just now made you understand. Till then, take a quick break, have a water, and I'll be back again. All right, so let's get started with the Boolean based injection. Some students who are just still having few doubts regarding the queries and all, that will all be cleared up in some time from now. So I guess I have my XAMPP services running up. Let's jump onto the SQL lab. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out my SQL lab that was there on localhost. Must be here at Mozilla Firefox. It's Firefox. Let's wait for the Firefox to come up. Okay. So give me a few seconds. I'm opening up my lab, and then we are going to implement everything that we have learned so far practically over this lab that I've created for you. Okay, so 127.0.0.1 and then SQL-master. And seems my lab is right here. Okay, so here you can see there are a lot of injections out here. The first one is the second one that we have done. I hope you must have completed the union based by now that we have covered into our last class. But right now we are going to get started with the Boolean injection. So into the Boolean injection, again, we are going to give the same parameter that we have given into the union based injection. That is $ID equals to 1, right? So what I'm going to do here is $ID equals to 1. So this is what I'm going to hit start with. And now you can see that we have a text coming up that says, let's start rolling, right? So now you have this one query into the Boolean base that either, like I told you a few minutes back, either it is going to be 1 or it is going to be 0 in this case, right? So what I'm going to do is that, first of all, I'm going to hit a query with 1 and 0, and I'm going to see that if it is going to work, right? So after this, I'm going to put a single quote like we have been putting over all the SQL injections. So when I put the single quote, then you can see that let's start rolling is vanished, right? And now if I just remove this single quote, and then let's see, you can see that let's start rolling is right here. Now we were noticing on a lot of websites, like if you still remember into the last session when I went on using Google Docs. Okay, let me show that to you again. So when I was right here and when I wrote here as in URL $ID equals to, let's say 1. Okay, I've inserted twice. Okay, not even a minus question. And on some .com website. Okay, so here, if you remember, let's try to see if I'm able to find those Boolean based website or not. So you were noticing that when I was hitting some single quote in there, then there were some elements that were getting vanished. Okay, so when I hit enter in here, let's go ahead and try for the single quote. Then you can see that you're getting this straight away MySQL error, which means it is union based. Let me hit a single quote in here. It is getting something else. This is the login page. Let's try for this single quote. This must be a login based SQL. Let me try finding a few more examples. If I'll be able to find them. Let me try here, hitting single quote, simple. I see if you're getting this simple MySQL message when you hit single quote, that means union based will be working in this case. I'm looking to find some example for the Boolean based, because that will then relate into the things that I've just now taught, that, you know, things are getting vanished from the website. So If I hit enter, yes. Now in this case, okay, again, I'm getting SQL syntax error. Okay, so this is again the manual, the union based SQL injection, not the Boolean based. Again, let's try hitting single. See, all of these websites are vulnerable. Like whatever the website that I'm opening up is coming up with some kind of SQL injection, and it's just a simple query that I've written in URL question mark ID equals to 1 and .com, and whatever website that I'm opening up is vulnerable, and you can see that. So all of these are like, see, they are also saying order by news underscore ID. So yes, this is again vulnerable with the SQL injection, which means their whole database is on stake and they barely care about it. So once you become a big brand, then this is a really bad thing out there to do. Let's try a few more websites in here. Okay, so this web page is getting vanished, which means we can find the Boolean one in there. Let's hit single quote. This is again a syntax error. Okay, so this is one of the website that I found that when I remove the single quote, it's loading up. But when I try to put the single quote, it's not loading up, and the website is practically, the whole website is vanished. In some cases, the whole website is not vanished, only some images or maybe some column or some part of the website will be vanished. Exactly in this case, like I've created the scenario in this case in here, like you can see, when I go ahead for the blind injection, then when I put the single quote, you can see that let's start rolling on to the top left. You can again concentrate in here. Let's start rolling on to the top left is coming up right now. But when I put single quote, then you can see that it is vanished. So I've made this lab in such a way that you see these things. So what happens when you get the error as SQL syntax error, union based or something like that? In that kind of website, you're gonna hit for union based SQL injection. But when the elements are getting vanished, that means there will be a Boolean based attack that will be available in that case, right? So now, like we have this order by for like union based, exactly like that. You have this end query for the Boolean based attacks, you can say. So what I'm going to do here is that see, now if I'm not getting it, so the first case in all the SQL injection method is to break the query and to fix the query. So even after you have broken the query and without even removing the single quote, you're gonna have to join the query. And how you're gonna do that? If you'll remember the union base, we have done this with the help of how? By the help of comments, that is hyphen hyphen, right? So ID equals to 1, and I'm gonna put as end in this case 1, and then I'm gonna put the comments. Seems like the query is still broken, like it was broken the last time as well, because we have added one plus sign in here. And now you can see that the query is now fixed. So now the first aim is to identify that which kind of SQL injection is working. The second aim is like you have the syntax into your union based. Here you're gonna have to try with end one, right? You can try it with end one, or you can also try it with end 0 as well, right? But you're gonna see that like this is the query. If I'm gonna put with like 0, let's see what I'm gonna get. Then you can see the query is still broken, which is why I'm going to put a 1 in here in this case. So this is the usual Boolean based syntax. Whenever you find the Boolean based injection, first of all, try to identify, diagnose it with a single quote, and then always in all the cases, you gotta have to put end 1 and then the comment sign and then join the query. So I repeat it, you always gotta have to put end, that is AND, and 1 and then comment sign and then join the query. So you're going to have to do something that will bring all the vanished content back again, even after we have written single quote and these queries as well. So excuse me. Okay, so in some of the cases, if suppose like you're putting up this query that is end one and then hyphen hyphen plus, still the query is not joining up, the page is not behaving normally once again. So then what you're gonna have to do is that instead of 1, you're gonna have to write 0. But in this case, the 0 is breaking the page, which means we don't want a broken page while firing the commands. So which is why in this case, you're going to have to go with 0. You can find both the cases. Sometimes you're going to have to use 1. Sometimes you're going to have to use the 0 as well, right? So now I believe you must know that what we were actually doing, right? And in this case, we already know the query that we were hitting over there. So we're going to put the exact same query. You'll be happy to see this, that we don't have to do anything extra in a rocket science. We have already built this query, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to put this exact same thing over there. That is, select ASCII substring database, and you're going to set the limit, and then you're going to see the conditions over there, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this exact query. Now you know the logic behind this query, right? And we're gonna have to put this practically live in here. Let me just remove this thing since I'm back in here. Okay, so you know the logic behind this query now, since we have spent about an hour in order to understand that how this query was built. I'm going to repeat everything once again as a refresher. So you're going to first of all see and check out your MySQL shell. You're going to have to open that up. And this is the process of making this whole query, because you know it wouldn't have been fair with you if I come up and open up this session and I'll tell you that, hey, this is the query that you're gonna have to put it in here. No, this is not the right way. You're gonna have to understand the logic that how this big query was built, right? So in this case, I first of all tried creating and showing you the database. I tried using one of those databases, and then I selected that database with this query. And then I wanted to know the length of that database. So this was another experiment that I've done in showing you that how much is the length of the database. 6 was the length in the database in this case, since master was there. And then you know, selecting the substring, you know, and doing the slicing, because what we were doing in this case, we were knowing the length previously in step number 6. Step number 7, we were selecting the database by doing the slicing. That is what we were doing with the substring. Now the output of this query, this step number 7, the output of this query was M, like you all know. And then next up coming up, we know that the machine is not going to understand the query of M, which is why we were putting up the query in the form of ASCII, right? So into the ASCII conversion is also inserted in here. So what I am going to do in here, now we have you know, joined the query and everything is what we have done in this case, but I'm going to copy this exactly as it is, right? And I'm going to post it, and I'm going to try to play around by knowing the first name of first letter of the database. So in this case, if we are taking the scenario that you don't know the letter, right? Because you know, into the real life scenario, you won't be knowing that M is the first name or not. What you're going to have to do is that first of all, you're going to have to match this up, this thing. This is the major thing. That is one single quote and 1. Make sure you join the query, and then exactly in the place of 1. In the place of 1, because now we know the query is joining up in the place of 1. You can see when I put 0, the page is broken, and we never fire the commands on a broken page because we are not able to see the output in there. We are seeing the output when we hit 1 in here. So when I put 1 in here, then I'm able to see the output in here. So which is why instead of 1, I'll paste the query as it is. I've pasted the query that I've copied from step number 8 exactly as it is, right? So now with the help of ASCII substring and everything is right here. Now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go with select ASCII, substring, looks fine. Database looks fine. These things are looking fine in this case. Okay, right. So I'm gonna put this select in here. I'm gonna put this in bracket because there is one more thing that we need to do in here, and that one more thing is giving the situation, like giving the condition to this query, right? So remember, we were giving the condition to this query if it is like we were giving the query right here. If it is like less than 119, your left hand side is less than 119 or not, or like you don't know anything, but you are only going to get the output in the form of ASCII, like I mentioned a few minutes back, which is why you're gonna put a bare random number. And the biggest task is to find that breakpoint of the first letter of the database. So in finding the first letter of the database, you have to hit like all the numbers, starting from like 109, 108. You're gonna have to put the real random numbers starting from A to Z, right? So this is going to be a very tedious task, and definitely you're gonna have to do that in order to find the first letter, right? So what I'm gonna do this in this case, I'm going to go with select ASCII substring database, and then 101 situation is given in here. And now I'm going to put here as, okay, before ending the query, I'm going to put a condition in here, right? So the condition could be like, let's say you can also put the condition as equals to 109. Now, if you remember 109, in that case, 109 was my M letter in there into the ASCII value. So I've started this new brackets in here, and I've closed them in here. Rest all the query is completely same, but here we are not running into the MySQL shell. So you don't have to end the query like this. It is going to work like this. So if I hit enter, then you can see that let's start rolling is still coming up here, which means it's a true statement. You can use equals to as well. But when I try to change it, when I put it like this is greater than let's say 110, which we know is false, but when we see the condition is false, what happens in this case? When I hit enter, you can see that let's start rolling has got vanished. Now, the reason it got vanished because this query, or you can say this condition that we have inserted in here in our URL is false, because we know that our left hand side is smaller than 110. It is not greater than 110. It is smaller out there, which is why it is showing us false. But when we inserted as equal signs, that was also working. Some of you have asked the question that, sir, can we go with equal operator as well? Yes, you can go with that as well. But it's quite hard to go with equals to 1 or like equals to 10, equals to 110, equals to 120. No, it is going to consume a lot of your time, which will nearly make it impossible. We're going to slice it down. You have a technique for that. How is that? Do you guys open up the dictionary sometime? How do you open up a dictionary? You go ahead and find, first of all, there is a strategy that I follow when I used to open up the dictionary, that I used to cut the dictionary in two parts. I used to divide the dictionary in two parts, right? So it was a this much thicker dictionary should be there. So I used to do the partition of half of the dictionary, right? I opened it like this, exactly in half. Now I'm looking to see that on which letter I am landing. And with that, I used to assume that it should be into the left hand side, or my word should be into the right hand side, that I've done the partition of that dictionary. I used to open up the next partition accordingly, right? So you're going to do that methodology exactly. The dictionary technique is going to come up in a work in here. So if you'll put the statements like greater than or smaller than, then it will help you out quite a lot rather than going with equals, right? Because it will quickly tell you whether the situation is true or false. So now if we go with, like, let's say 110 is coming up in a false in here. Let's go with 109. Let's hit enter. let's say it is also coming false in here because we know it's equals, but also let's try to put it as a greater than sign. So the left hand side is like 109 is greater than that, then we are not able to see anything at all, right? So how do we find it? How do we find it? We find the breakpoint. So again, into the breakpoint, when we go with 110, then it says yes, this query is true. But when I go with 109, then it says yes, this query is false, right? So which means that I've successfully found the breakpoint. This is the breakpoint. This is the breakpoint of last false query. But 110 is the right point. So exactly one before the breakpoint is going to be your 109. So I know that Boolean based is a very, very tedious process, which is why even if you are able to extract the name of the database, then also they are going to accept your bug. And then they are going to say that, yes, this is a legit bug. This guy has found the name of the database. With such queries, you're going to show them step by step. And if you don't even, extract the whole database, which you can, maybe you can extract the whole database by exact same commands with the union based, but that is again going to be a very tedious process, because if you'll find the table name or like any XYZ name like that, that is going to consume like a lot of days of yours. But in order to report the bug, even if you are able to successfully extract the name of the database, that is enough, which is why we are going to proceed it till here only. So this is how we have extracted the letter name of like one, like M in this case. And like I was telling you a few minutes back, like how I have extracted the letter of the second one. Second one was 2, right? So now we know that 119, this happens into the real life as well. Like for example, you're gonna say that like the first breakpoint that I found was on 119, right? You put it like this. You'll start writing the ASCII only. You don't care about which word it is. Now let's go ahead and change the condition. It was 1 in here. If we like first letter, we have successfully extracted of the database name, but now we need to extract the second letter. So in order to extract the second letter, instead of 1, you're going to write here as 2 in this case. So let's go ahead and find it. So right now I don't know what exactly the A stands for, what is the ASCII value, but I as per my knowledge, it's nearby 80 to 100, right? So what I'm going to write here is let's jump out to the second letter in this case. So if I'm going to go with my left hand side, is that let's say, is that greater than 100? So which will eliminate all the ASCII values that are greater than 100. So this is a trick. These are the logics that you need to implement. So if I hit enter in this case, so it says, yes, it's greater than 100. Wow, that's great. But I believe it wasn't greater. I believe A was standing somewhere around 80, 90. But let's see. Okay, let's still try to figure this out. Let's see, is okay. So I've inserted the wrong sign in here. It was a smaller than sign. Is my left hand side query smaller than 100? Then it says yes. So I've inserted the wrong sign in here. So into the left hand side, the second letter of my database name is showing up. So it says, yes, it is less than 100. So I'm gonna use the correct side. Now, the left hand side is greater, and then the smaller, is it smaller than 100? Let's see what we're gonna get. And it says false, right? So which means that we gotta have to avoid all the ASCII values that are greater than 100, right? Now let's put another case. Since it says false, it is not greater than 100. So let's say, is it greater than 90? Just the 90. Is it greater than 90? Yes, it says it's greater than 90, because let's start rolling is here. Okay, so it is greater than 90, but it is not greater than 100. Now, this is how you split it up. This is how you logically split it up. So I didn't knew, I just had an idea that what could be the nearby value, because we have been programming quite a lot into the C language as well, where we used to play quite an important part for the ASCII values. But anyways, we are going to, guess all the name, like master, we are going to guess the complete name. So it is greater than 90, but smaller than 100. All right. So there are only 10 numbers left, which are not much, right? So first of all, I'm going to find out the breakpoint. Is it greater than 98? So it says no. 99? No. That's strange. 100? No. But 90? Yes. Let's try for 91. No, yes, it's working. It's true. It's true as well. Let's go with 93. It's true as well. Let's go with 94. It's true as well. I'm just looking for a breakpoint because I know it's nearby as per the conditions that I've given. 95. Yes, it's true as well. Let's go with 96. It's true as well. 97. Okay, that's the breakpoint. So that's how you find the breakpoints. So in this case, 96, like one less than the breakpoint. 97 is the breakpoint. I'm getting the true value on 96. 96 let's start rolling is coming up. But when I hit 97, that becomes the breakpoint of it. Right. So you can see that that's the breakpoint, which means 96 is the right ASCII value. So let's go ahead and find the ASCII value of 96. What exactly is the ASCII value of 96? So in this case, let's go ahead and move on to ASCII to text is what we are looking for. So now let's go ahead and check out the ASCII value of, what was it? 96. Right. So let me just open up this website. This website is taking too long to open. Let me find few more websites because anyhow, we just want the output. That's it. Okay, it's here again. So it was, let me see this again, 96. 96 was our value because 97 was breakpoint, one less than the breakpoint, that is 96. So ASCII to text, let's convert it. And you can see that, what is my text? There is no text coming up. What happened to this converter? What is this coming up? ASCII to text. Yes, it's 96, what I'm looking for. It is not showing anything at all. That's strange. ASCII to text, 96. 96. It's just showing this thing over here. We were getting the output, I remember, into Workali as well. So let's see what was the output that I was getting in here. Let me open up my Kali next in order to cross check that what was my output for the second one, because it was A. Let's have a look at this because I believe we are not, okay. It was 97, right? I was doing it wrong. It was 97. So let's find out the ASCII value for 97. Okay, 97 is A. We must have done something wrong in here. For the more confirmation, let's put equals. Yes. Let's put equals to 98. It's false, right? Okay, so there is one more exception that I've just now faced, and yes, I have faced it into the past as well. That sometimes your larger and equals doesn't gives you the precise value, but it shows you the breakpoint for sure. So you're gonna have to start with equals to, or you're gonna have to start with larger than or smaller than signs like this. This will help you out in order to extract your breakpoint quickly, like this sign or this sign. But before you decide that this is your breakpoint, breakpoint, or sometimes you gotta have to deduct it with -1, or sometimes you don't have to deduct it with -1. In order to get a complete confirmation, make sure you use the equal sign in that case, because equal will show you the exact precise thing over there. When I show equals for 98, it's not coming up. But when I show the equals for 97, then you can see that let's start rolling is coming up, which means that we cannot stay dependent on the breakpoint. We gotta have to double check it with the help of equal sign, right? So let's go ahead and find, we have already found that A is standing for the ASCII value of 97. So let's go ahead. And you can see that, yes, A is the. So now we have extracted two of the letters, 119, and then A is for 97. So you must have seen that people have been writing like ASCII values like this: one tab, one tab, one tab. So this is how you write the ASCII value. So I believe I have told you that how to extract the letter, first letter and the second letter. But I believe it would be great for you if we can keep it as a homework, that you extract rest of the values. I'm just going to give you a quick hint that how to extract rest of the values. Like I've changed the limit to second for the second letter of the database. I'm gonna go with third for the third letter of the database. So you're gonna have to extract four letters like 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly like this. You're gonna have to do this, right? So I believe it must be clear to you all that how to extract the name of database with the help of Boolean based SQL injection. I know it's really, it's not that easy. I mean, SQL sessions are the most lengthiest and the most typical ones, because they are quite lengthy out there. We're gonna have to fire a lot of commands out there in order to find bugs. And we are not, moving around in any kind of packet or these things also in this case. So which is why this thing is little lengthy out there, but I would like to give you this into the assignment in order to, find rest of the four letters of the database in my SQL lab, and then see that how your queries are coming up. So I'm pretty sure this can come up into the examination as well, which is why I'm trying to convey this message that make sure you just, try these commands. Right now you have just watched this class, and this must be like, yeah, we have got this idea that what is going on right now. And yes, you cannot learn it exactly live. You can just take a quick break, take a time, take a ease piece, and maybe you can just start it right now as well, because still you can try for like 1 more hour. You can sit down on your chairs for till like 6 today, and can try to extract rest of the letters, that is STER, because that will give you the value and the practice for extracting the whole name of the database. So this is what I'm expecting for you into the assignment. Make sure you just make a quick report of it. Make sure you make the steps out of it. And here in this case, okay, let me just fix this query. This should be like 1. This was for 201. So I'm going to put this up, and I'm going to paste this into the assignment. Step 10, and here is the query, your last query for the your lab. Now I'm going to write assignment. Find out the complete name of database in ASCII with the help of Boolean based injection. So, okay. So this was a quick sheet along with assignment that I have prepared for you all. I hope looking at this sheet will give you an idea that how to fire these kind of commands. The reason why I am taking only one SQL topic every day, because it is little lengthy and we have been hitting a lot of commands out there. And I'm assuming that you people are trying all of these things side by side, which is why we are taking these kind of things. But right now we have like coming up for like last class for SQL tomorrow. tomorrow's class is going to be a very quicker one for SQL, because we are going to fire all of, because cookie based command is not a hard and fast any other command. In cookie based, you just intercept whole of this request, and you fire these commands inside your bub suite, which is basically you are firing all of these commands inside your request, you can say, which is what exactly the cookie based SQL is. But tomorrow we are going to do the practical demonstration of cookie based SQL injection, right? And then also we are going to learn about the automation of SQL, you can say, with the help of SQL map, because sometimes it will save a ton of your time. If you have just found the SQL injection, just run away the commands into the SQL map, and in SQL map you can find these Boolean based injections as well. You can find your union based SQL injection as well. But I just wanted to give you a practical fundamental approach. You should know, just running the tool won't make you a good ethical hacker or a bug bounty hunter. You should just get an idea that what is going around into the fundamental, which is why with the base I have taught you that how these things can help you out in building up your fundamentals related to SQL. So tomorrow we are going to get started with your, you can say, the cookie based SQL injection, and also tomorrow we are going to learn about the automation of finding the SQL injection bugs. Let me just make you a quick walkthrough towards the curriculum about the things we have completed and what we are planning to complete into the upcoming weeks and how we are planning to complete them. So we are running on a very good pace till now. You have learned quite a lot, and basically you have learned a lot of fundamentals in your life, that how the packets and these things are moving around. So we are done with the welcome to the world of penetration testing. Setting up an environment, Linux fundamental crash course is done. Core fundamental for web pen testing is done. Then the burp suite module training is done. Reconnaissance is done. Testing environment, we have done it. Brute force methodology, we have done it. Command injection, we have done it. Insecure session management and cookie manipulating flaw, we have done it with the help of Netflix. And we have done the CSRF as well, cross-site request forgery, in which I have taught you on how to make that form. We are also done with file upload vulnerability. See, you have been learning all of these attacks. You should really get started with bug bounty now. I'm really looking forward to hear some good news. If somebody has been hitting like bug bounty over there, I really love the people who just pop up with the news that, hey sir, I found this bounty, and this much bounty is awarded with me. So we are done with CSRF as well. Very super thing for the bug bounty. We are done with file upload vulnerability as well. We are done with file inclusion vulnerability as well. We are done with simple union based SQL injection as well. We are today done with this Boolean based SQL injection as well. Okay, let's plan tomorrow's session with another very interesting attack that is called as XSS. Now that is found quite a lot for the bug bounty players as well. So tomorrow we'll be learning about XSS attack, SQL automation, and also we'll be talking about cookie-based SQL injection. So after this, I think you should really get started. After XSS attack that I'll be teaching tomorrow, I think you should really get started with bug bounty after that. And then, some of the people were telling me that, sir, Babsuit, you have to taught us in detail. We really enjoyed that. For those people, we are going to take it to the next level. We'll increase the difficulty of web pen testing, because right now what we have learned so far was the fundamental. The advanced level of attacks are about to come. For example, token exploitation. So we are going to exploit the JWT tokens here. JWT tokens are used in almost every technology today. So which is what we are going to do. A lot of people have been sending the password reset links to the people who are getting registered, or the users who are getting registered on their platforms. So we have found a flaw for the password reset endpoint as well. So we are going to learn about that as well. Part revision is amazing again. SQL string based will be back again with some advanced things. We have HTML tempering over there, and we have not mentioned in that thing in here, but we also have payment gateway bypass as well. So I'll be teaching you for that, that for sure as well. That is also done into the WebGood. That is one of the challenge into the WebGood. So which is what I am going to teach you into the advanced level of time. I think we have forgot to mention that, but yes, we are going to teach you all kind of payment gateway bypass as well. And then we have HTML tempering, IDOR, and a lot of amazing things are coming up as the advanced level, which will really help you out for bug bounty. But on a basic level of bug bounty, you can get started for the bug bounty after tomorrow's session. So that's it for today's class. Let's go ahead and let me take out the questions into the question answer section. Okay, so please share the notepad file here in the WhatsApp for sure thing. Are you sure we have done the cookie manipulation? Yes, we have done the cookie manipulation. In the cookie manipulation, we have manipulated the cookie into the Netflix. We have basically imported the cookie into the Netflix, but that is what we can say the insecure JSON parsing, or you can say insecure JSON JSON parsing is there. Insecure session management. Yes. So these things are same, insecure JSON parsing or insecure session management, because both are handling the session. Cookie manipulation will be taking into the much more detail when we'll be talking about the JWT tokens and these kind of things, because you have a very good file for cookie manipulation into your WebGood. So we'll be continuing that again, like we'll be continuing SQL advanced level into the WebGood, exactly like that. We'll be taking that again, once again. So are we checking blind SQL injection? Blind SQL injection is not considered into the course, because that is quite outdated, and people have not been using that. But if you want some extra session into the blind SQL injection, I don't mind taking that as well. The number that is greater than 96 but not greater than 97 is 97. Yes, it was working. Yes, exactly like that. I'm really happy that you all of you are following me all along, and you are able to understand the concept. What is important for me while delivering the session is that you understand the concept, because I'm giving you the resources, I'm giving you the step-by-step things to fire into your system. But even if you'll fire those things that I'm giving you into the notepad, but still not understanding the concept, then it won't make much sense. But I'm really happy to see that you all are getting the logics that I'm trying to teach, which is really happy, which is really a good and happy thing for me. So I'm really happy to see you coping up with me pretty well. Okay, so if in case the start rolling message is not showing up, then there is some problem into your query, or maybe the query is not true. So let's start rolling not coming up means it's false. If it is coming up, it's true. So in Mac, how we operate XAMPP, you can operate MAMP into the Macintosh, because M stands for MAMP. Have you any project on cybersecurity? We don't have any project particularly in this cybersecurity course, but I can think about making one project of like password generator. Yes, I can make a password generator for you. So that's okay. If you want a project, I'm open for that as well. So in some days, I'll try to make the password generator for you, and then I'll teach you how to make a password generator. Okay. Are we going to learn about Metasploit? Yes. We have a complete session on Metasploit. See, in here you have this section named as Metasploit, I believe. So here into the exploits, right? Inside the exploit, you can see we have here is what is Metasploit, port scanning, configuring exploits. So we'll be taking the exploit from exploit-db, one of the latest one, that is SMB Ghost on Windows 10. We'll try to exploit the Windows 10 machine live with the help of these exploits. So yes, exploit is going to be there in detail as well. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Else, that's it for today's class. I'll see you again tomorrow with another class. So let me just check out the question answer section again. Okay, MAMP. Yes, MAMP is the MAMP. So that is the name of like something like XAMPP. Why in some sites we get SQL syntax error, while in some exactly, Utkarsh. So this is what I wanted to tell you. I was telling you this while the session as well, that if you are getting SQL syntax error, that means union-based SQL injection will work. But if it is getting vanished, then it is running up with a Boolean based of SQL injection. So union based SQL injection won't work on all the SQL vulnerable websites. These are some hints to see that which query or which kind of attack will work. If it is getting vanished, then yes, Boolean based can come up. If the union based SQL syntax error is coming up, then the union based SQL injection can be fired up. So yes, in some cases, both of these things looks like they are vulnerable, but they don't work. In that case, you're gonna try for cookie based. So tell something about CTF course. Okay, so the thing is, into the CTF course, we are coming up with a new course, that is the CTF course, in which we are trying to do the collaboration with Try Hack Me. So in that, I'm going to solve a lot of free machines on my YouTube channel, but I'm planning to solve the paid machines into a certified course that iNeuron is trying to do the collaboration. We haven't yet done it, so the things are not yet confirmed, but yes, we are trying to do the collaboration for the CTF people. So maybe that will be a certification that will solely be intended for the CTF. So this is what we are planning in upcoming days. Okay, in next, in WebGoat, which topic you are going to cover? I'm keen to know that. Okay, so still Pratik, we have some time. In WebGoat, we are going to solve it completely as per the curriculum. You can check out the curriculum. Whatever is mentioned into the curriculum and it is there into the WebGoat, we are going to solve that. But don't worry, we are going to solve it almost complete WebGoat. Almost complete WebGoat. So yes, but we have few days more left for the WebGoat. In this week, we are going to sum up everything till the WebGoat, and from the next week, we are going to get started with WebGoat. That will be super, super advanced. So the people who are just watching the recorded sessions, make sure you just cope up real quickly, because from the next week, we are moving on to the next level. From the next week, I can say that that is definitely the advanced level of this course. We are done with the beginner and the intermediate level. Whatever we are going to learn for the next 1.5 months, it is going to be a little, or you can say much more advanced that you can imagine, because exploits and these things are very heavy, very practically advanced, and you see a lot of errors in there. So that is a big fight over there. And then you're going to hustle a lot while solving the advanced level of web bug bounty challenges as well. So I'm going to teach you complete web bug bounty, which is why I made your fundamentals strong. And then, I just made you to run the simple attacks, and then the advanced level up is coming up. So it's high time you complete the course as much as you can on a very quick pace. Something about your next YouTube video. So the next video, YouTube video is what I'm going to launch by tonight or maybe tomorrow, because these days I'm producing the videos in 4K, which is why I'm taking quite a lot. But maybe after this session, from the Monday onwards, I'm making this rule that I'm going to publish my YouTube video every day, since soon I'm going to start the CTF series as well. So yes, stay tuned over there. So I believe I've answered all the questions. Everyone is satisfied. So the people who are still asking me for the WhatsApp group, just email me on saksham@ineuron.ai. And there you can ask me for the WhatsApp link, and I'll be forwarding you that over here. Apart from that, if again you have any problem, just feel free to ping me on WhatsApp. And then you can also book your Skype sessions as well. So however you want it, we are putting up, we are trying to give you the best services that we can from the iNeuron. Okay, sir, can you make a YT video on MAMP? MAMP is just a software, not a legend or a technical video to make a YT video for this. But anyways, that's it for this class. I hope you have been enjoying this boot camp so far. Tomorrow we are going to learn more attacks. So I'll see you again tomorrow with another session, another enjoyable session on SQL, advanced automation, and much more on XSS as well, if possible. So that's it for today's class. I'll see you again tomorrow with another class, another interesting class. I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Bye-bye, everyone.